Hello folks and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are in the study level, beautiful classic airliner, that is the JustFlight 146 Professional. But here's the thing, we are in the PIMAX 8KX and we're going to start this up from cold and dark with the Sword controllers. In fact, just the right one here because that's the only one I need. And I tell you, there's something very special about reaching around the cockpit, you know, really sort of craning your neck, doing exactly what it'd be like in the real aircraft, looking exactly where you would in the real aircraft too, in VR. Now for this particular flight we are going to be in the RAF variant because we are at RAF Fairford, which is an American airbase in the UK and it's home to the Royal International Air Tattoo. I'm really looking forward to sort of enjoying the airshow circuit again in the UK. It's been ages due to COVID, so I thought why not take this for a spin and do a few sort of I guess fly passes here at the base. Just makes sense really, doesn't it? And look at her, she looks absolutely beautiful sat on the ground. I had to say also that the Pimax 8KX with that wide field of view looks absolutely amazing in a huge cockpit like this, and with the OpenXR Toolkit running the NIS scaler, this thing looks sharp. It looks really good. I'm really impressed with it. You know, the 8KX has come on leaps and bounds with its software in recent months, and particularly with the OpenXR Toolkit you don't need parallel reprojections anymore, which gives you an extra 35% performance. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to crack on now and get this thing fired up using the touch controller. Now, you know, it's not all amazing. Some of it is a bit sort of finicky, but for the most part, I think you'll see here, it works really well. It's very satisfying, especially when you get that sort of haptic feedback and everything as well. Right, so we'll get, look, I have to really like crane my neck and get out my seat a little bit as well. And just having that physical experience along with the haptic feedback of the controller whilst in VR, it doesn't get much better than this, I don't think. It's fantastic. Right, anyway, we're going to get this thing fired up, as I say. I won't show you all of the startup process. Look here, for instance, that's a bit tricky. There we go. I have to try and really get that in the right spot to get that to click upwards. That might be more of a sort of aircraft thing than the touch controls themselves. But for the most part, as you can see, everything works fine. But yeah, I won't show you the entire startup process because that would take a while, admittedly. But you'll get an idea just by me doing this that it's actually very intuitive. Right, the APU can come on now. The APU gen rather. And then we'll fire that up, listen to that spool into life. Now, I don't know about you folks, but I am absolutely addicted to the 146. In fact, every day last week, I was flying in this when I got back from work. I just love it. There's something about the way it's been put together. Just the sounds, the textures, the feeling of flight, the systems modelling. For me, this excites me more than, say, the PMDG 737, but that's just a personal sort of preference. Especially in this Royal Air Force livery, I think she looks absolutely beautiful and quite menacing. Right, so we've got some APU power. We'll put the APU air on. Packs 1 and 2 can come on there. And by the way, I'm using the floating ear design sort of DMAS audio solution, which, while it doesn't have as much bass as the KDMAS, I do actually prefer it because it's off my ears, like the G2, and it does sound very good. Right, now that's sorted out, we'll just... well, all we're going to do actually in the FMS is just tell it that where we are, essentially, and put in Echo Golf Victor Alpha. You see, it works fine. It's actually, as I say, very natural to do this. Make sure our oxygen system's working. I have to say, JustFlight are one of the leading developers when it comes to making sure their aircraft are fully VR compatible. This is so satisfying, hearing all the clicks and sounds. I love it. Now, of course, on the VR image, it might look a bit jerky and jittery. I'm sorry, guys. The best I can do. Recording VR is very challenging, but we're getting around 40-45 frames per second at the moment using the STORMFORCE 12900K RTX 3090 Ti. That's right, folks. I've got it for another week, so I'm making the most of it. I'll tell you that. And why wouldn't I? PTU coming on there. Right, I think we're sort of getting to the point where we're going to start our engines. I'm getting pretty quick at this checklist now, to be fair, and sort of I don't do all of the emergency checks unless I'm doing a full-on sort of fully loaded flight. Okay, and I'm moving around, by the way, with my hat switch on my honeycomb yoke. I'm not sure you'll be able to see that on the camera there, but it's sort of the VR translation controls. Makes it really just a breeze going around the cockpit here. Look at that, I'm going to have to reach up to that one there. Make sure that's on there. No smoking signs are on, even though it's just us in the cabin, to be fair. In the cockpit, rather. I think we're about there, folks. So what we'll do is we'll put our fuel pumps on. Very satisfying. Put our engine anti-ice on. It's a bit of a quirk for this aircraft. Ignition's coming on here. And we'll start her up. As easy as this. Pretty damn amazing. So we're looking there on the N1 for engine 4 for 20%. I will use the trigger here for the saw controller. And there we go, coming online now. And we'll just go outside and listen to those. I do really like with these saw controllers how they just dangle from your hands. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. So I don't have to keep gripping them all the time, which is very cool. She is one beautiful looking bird. And in my opinion, the textures and the sounds, well, they're better than the PMDG from what I've listened to. Very nice indeed. Right, okay, we'll now go back to our engine. We'll go to number 3. That can be a little bit finicky at times. But I think this aircraft is actually due an update very soon. In fact, it might already be out by the time this video goes live. So JustFlight are really committed to this bird, without a doubt. And I'm expecting it just to get better and better, really. Right, again, we're at 20%. So engine 3 can come online. Heat blur looks fantastic. I have to say, I do really like the Pimax 8KX, that wide field of view. It's funny because I've been using it quite a lot this week, and when I went back to the Quest and the Aero and the Reverb, it's a bit of a shocker, without a doubt. There's no doubt about it. Oh, this is such a fantastic experience. Anyway, folks, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep doing these checks, and I'll show you a bit of that, and I'll join you again when we get to the end of the runway here at RAF Fairford, as we get everything configured, ready for our takeoff and our little mini display. I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy those sounds, because they are absolutely exquisite, without a doubt.
TCAS system test OK.
So welcome back, folks. We're now going to enter this huge runway here at RAF Fairford. And you know, I'm actually getting a bit of butterflies because I remember what it feels like to be part of a huge air show here, and it's been such a long time, and it feels, I can almost feel the jet feel. It gives me that sensation of being there, and that's what VR is all about. So we're going to take off. In fact, one thing I haven't done, I'm going to cheat here at the moment and just make sure that we've got no passengers yet. Using my mouse, obviously you can use your mouse if you want to, and we'll just put our flight directors on. It's quite a hazy day today, actually. So yeah, it'll be quite challenging picking up the runway. Can't quite reach that one there. Hang on a second. As I say, it's not all perfect, but generally speaking, this works really well. Right, so I think we're about there, folks. Got landing lights on, fuel pumps are on, everything is all good. Engine air actually needs to be on. PAX is on, air conditioning, it's all looking good, folks. I think what we'll do is we'll go outside to listen to these engines spool up on the brakes. Now I imagine you probably can't hear me very well from the outside. So here we go then. Oh wow, she sounds amazing.
V1.
I think she sounds better
Rotate.
than
V2.
pretty much any aircraft actually that's been released so far.
Positive rate of climb. Gear up.
Roger that, Martin, thank you. Look at this. Right folks, so we're now going to spin around here, quite literally, and do our little display here at RAF Fairford. Now I don't think anyone's shown this aircraft off quite like this before. Usually you'll see people doing sort of very serious routes, but you know what, you can also do stuff like this with it, and still be quite realistic with it.
Pull up.
Right, just get a bit of air brake here. I might just inhibit some of these warnings, and we'll go for our first flyby here at RAF Fairford. Proper wing over there, like the Vulcan that I used to love watching, and the Globemaster as well, and the other one I can't remember what it's called, but one that looks like this at RAF Fairford. Sorry about all the warnings guys, but that's what it's all about today, because we're going to do our very special display here at RAF Fairford. So yeah, what does it feel like being in the Pimax with that wide field of view? Well, just to say, I've got it on small mode to help with performance, but it's still way wider than anything else there on the market, and I'm really impressed with how clear this display looks with the OpenXR toolkit. It looks fantastic, and what I love about the Pimax is you have a much wider sweet spot. So count me as a Pimax fan, particularly the 8KX, so I absolutely love this headset.
1000.
In case you don't know that already. Oh my goodness me, lots of warnings going off here. We'll go back to the outside view now and enjoy this nice little fly pass here.
Pull.
Making sure we don't bust the crowd line. You know, with the sun glinting off those blades, you can really see them spinning around. That was a nice topside pass. We'll do one more, folks, because I don't want this video to be too long. Absolutely spectacular. Anyway, we'll come in now for a landing
Bank angle.
And I'll
bank
see you on the
angle.
approach. That was incredible.
Speed
Right.
check below 145. Select flap 33.
Roger that. I love the call outs as well. Fantastic. Right, we're coming in for landing. Let's see if we can be really clever and do it from the outside in real time. Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that landing.
Yellow and green spoilers.
So there we are, folks. You have been watching Microsoft Flight Simulator with the study level JustFlight 146 in the Pimax 8KX. I friggin' love this headset with the Sword controls as well. Pretty cool. And that is it for me today. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free. And I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye for now. She is a beauty. Beautiful bird. And once I stop recording, I am flying this thing again. Let's go around again.